Take a trip into the mind of Dick Grayson and find out what horrors keep him awake at night. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop into the pages of Terrors Nightwing issue number 1 and find out together, shall we? So then, as we join the book, poor Dick Grayson is strapped down to a medical table in a very familiar-looking hospital. Yes, that's right, it seems that Dick's greatest nightmare is fear of one day becoming a patient at Arkham Asylum. Oh, but wait, there's more. It seems that all the orderlies and security guards are horrible, twisted animal people, all of whom keep taunting Nightwing by saying that he belongs here because he's apparently killed someone. Even other familiar patients inside the asylum give Dick pats on the back saying that he did good, he did the impossible. A fact of which only causes Nightwing even more confusion. He figures that he's still groggy from the drugs and isn't even aware that he's trapped in one of Insomnia's dreams that are currently sweeping the globe. And you know what? For what it's worth, I think that one simple little fact actually helps elevate this story above all the other Night Terror tie-ins, and that is mainly that Nightwing doesn't know right away that he's in some twisted nightmare. They're basically doing the whole Shutter Island thing with Nightwing desperately trying to unravel the mystery of who exactly it is he might have killed and why. In fact, to help further deepen this storyline, we're actually treated to a flashback within a nightmare wherein we see Dick stumbling around with blood on his hands, blood that at first he thinks is his, before he eventually ends up coming under attack by more of those animal-headed cops. Even though this is a dream, Dick puts up a valiant fight, proving that even when he's asleep he can still kick ass. But sadly, in the end, he ends up getting tased and dragged back away to the asylum. The next day, we see the doctor subjecting poor Dick to some horrible, inhumane shock therapy. This horrible torture is meant to break Nightwing's spirit, but ultimately it ends up having the exact opposite effect. He hulks up, powers on through, and goes after the doctors, who are, as you might have guessed, rightly terrified of Nightwing because as far as they're concerned, he's already killed once before. It's only when Nightwing gets closer to the doctors do their animal heads fall off, revealing the faces of Dick's own dead circus performer parents. It's also only here and now does Dick riddle out that this is all some sort of horrible nightmare he's trapped in. Mainly because, as he puts it, he's had nightmares like this before, and geez, if you're imagining your dead parents with animal heads falling off, I don't know what that says about you psychologically, but I think you might need some therapy. Now, another running side plot in this series is who exactly is Dick Grayson's mysterious cellmate, and after looking under the bed, he discovers that it's none other than Jonathan Crane the Scarecrow. It seems that Jonathan has lost his bones, but he's mighty pissed off that this Insomnia dude has basically stolen his entire worst fears gimmick. Why, Nightwing himself even theorizes that maybe he's under the effects of some sort of new Scarecrow toxin, only for two deep, dark realities to end up finally sinking in. Yes, this is some horrible nightmare realm that Dick might not be able to escape, but also apparently the reason he was thrown into Arkham Asylum in this nightmare is because everyone thinks he murdered Batman. That's all a pretty jagged little pill to swallow, but thankfully there may be some light at the end of the tunnel. Because Scarecrow is a master of fear in his own right, he's managed to draw a little map around Insomnia's illusions. Nightwing hopes that he can use this map to mount a daring escape from this nightmare realm. Unfortunately, though, he has some unfinished business to attend to first. Mainly, the asylum has just gotten a brand new patient in the form of Barbara Gordon, and oh boy, is she not looking good. If it wasn't bad enough that Insomnia's nightmare came for Dick's beloved mentor and father figure Batman, going after the woman he loved in Barbara may be the last thing this guy ever does as the comic comes to a close. And so that was Night Terrors Nightwing issue number 1, everybody, and overall I thought it was alright. In fact, I think it might be better than all of the other Night Terrors tie-ins I've read so far, mainly because it didn't try and be too self-referential or too hip for the room. It actually let me kind of get involved and get invested in the fantasy of Dick Grayson trapped inside Arkham Asylum, trapped inside a nightmare of his own making. Again, I don't know if the book had anything deeper or interesting or more complex to say about Dick Grayson's own psychological inner turmoils. Like, why Arkham Asylum outside the fact that it's a scary place that Dick knows pretty well from growing up, filled with people who hate him and Batman a whole lot? There's definitely more to chew on when we think of the whole idea of in Dick's nightmare he fears killing Batman and being punished for it. Maybe it's more of a metaphorical thing than a literal thing. Because if you've been reading the Tom Taylor Nightwing book, you'll know that Dick actually has more money than Batman, now is the head of a major team that is essentially doing the work of the Justice League. Dick is also in a healthy, long-term romantic relationship, and you have to wonder if somewhere inside his own subconscious as he feels like he is surpassing and maybe even eclipsing his mentor and what that might end up doing to him. I could also very well be reading too much into something they didn't ultimately put that much thought into for what's just supposed to be a 2-issue tie-in, but for what it's worth, I would give this one a 6.5 out of 10. I do think it's actually one of the better ones I've read.
Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again, thanking you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not check out my Amazon link down in the description. Yes, that's right, the Cape Joel channel officially has its own Amazon storefront now. You can pick up a comic or anything else for that matter, and if you did, you'd really be helping me in the channel. So with that out of the way everyone, I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.